Okay, good day everyone. Welcome to my screencasting video, and my topic is all about outcome based education. Okay, we have here the learning outcomes. At first, I must explain the meaning of outcomes in OBE. State the relationships among institutional outcomes, program outcomes, course outcomes, and learning outcomes. Third is to draw the implications of the OBE principles in the teaching learning process and determine whether or not given practices are in accordance with OBE principles. Here is the meaning of the OBE. The OBE stands for Outcomes Based Education. As the name implies, it is an education that is anchored and focused on outcomes. Figure 1, OBE as an approach. First, we have the identifying desired outcomes. The second one is deciding on strategies and methodologies to achieve those outcomes. And the third, determining the assessment measures for achievement of outcomes. As you can see here, it is in cycle, so it will be go over and over again. Then, learning principles of OBE. Spady gave four basic principles. First is to clarity of focus. Teacher must begin with and clarity. The second is to designing down once the intended outcomes are clear. Teachers now design instruction as figure 1 shows. The instructional design includes assessment tasks. Third is high expectations. It means that teachers should establish high challenging standards of performance in order to encourage students to engage deeply in what they are learning. And fourth is the expanded opportunities. Teacher must strive to provide expanded opportunities for all students. This principle is based on the idea that not all learners can learn the same thing in the same way and the same time. Meaning of outcomes. Outcomes are the end targets of OBE. Various authors claim outcomes as number 1, clear learning results that learners have to demonstrate what learners can actually do with what they know and have learned. And the second one, actions, products, performances that embody and reflect a learner's competence in using content, information, ideas, and tools successfully. Third, culmination demonstration of learning, not curriculum content. Figure 2, enabling outcomes leading to the exit outcome. Enabling outcome to explain the principles of teaching science. Enabling outcome to choose an appropriate teaching method. And the exit outcome to apply the principles of teaching science with the use of an appropriate method in a demonstration teaching. Outcomes in different levels. IILO, institutional intended learning outcomes, and PILO, program intended learning outcomes, as what we call it in our university. CILO, course intended learning outcomes. Here is the figure 3, institutional outcomes as basis for program, course, and learning outcomes. First, learning outcomes, course outcome, program outcomes, institutional outcomes, attribute of ideal graduate, institution, vision, mission statement, goals, and philosophy. As you can see, it starts with the learning outcomes and it ends with the vision, mission, and it goes back to the institutional outcomes, and then so forth. Here we have the program outcomes. You can see here the surrounding the program outcomes, or the elements surrounding the program outcomes. The institutional outcomes, graduate attributes, the CMO 30 or the course module outcomes, the UNESCO ICT competencies for teacher. We also have here the national competency based teacher standards, or the NCBTS, the 21st century skills, which we learned a week ago, Philippine qualifications framework, ASEAN qualifications reference framework, and lastly the HEI type, or the higher education institution. And here are the higher institution types: the state university, college, professional institution. Then below the program outcomes is the course outcomes and the learning outcomes per traditional or transitional and transformational OBE. The traditional or transitional approach emphasizes student mastery of traditional subjects related academic outcomes and some cross-discipline outcomes. Transformational approach emphasizes long-term cross-curricular outcomes that are related directly to students' future lives. And that is all about my screencasting video. I hope you learned something. Thank you and goodbye.